Kindsey's Right Royal Roundup.
Oh, phew, because she's a tyrant when she doesn't get that. Hi, Kinsey. she's tyrannical about that ident. She really is. So nice to still have you. Now, have you seen Scoop on Netflix yet?
I loved it. I loved every second of it. I'm a huge Billie Piper fan, though, from like when she was a 15-year-old pop star. So
why you got to play that song so loud? Because we want to. Because we want to. Yeah.
Oh my gosh! And remember when she dated? I think was his name Rich from Five. Remember when she dated him? And it was like. Oh.
I do remember when she dated him, and yeah, she was great. Honey to the bee, that's you to me. I remember all of Billie's songs. I was a big Billie Piper fan.
She said recently that she still owes. She said that like she didn't like pop life. She didn't really like touring, but she doesn't think she would ever release another album because she still owes her record label almost $9 million.
Yes, I think that's because. Yeah, so basically, if she did do another album, it would all go to the record company because they wouldn't. Right. That's how they'd take the money. But she's actually a really good actress, and I remember seeing an interview with because I think she's from Sylvia Young, which is a big theatre school here in London, a theatre school for young people, for children. And when Sylvia Young was interviewed about Billie Piper. And what do you think about Billie's singing success and all of those things? Sylvia actually said, well, Billie's brilliant, but to me, Billie's an actress. And she said that years ago, and actually her acting is absolutely brilliant. And she's right. I think Billie's a really, really good actress, and I think she's really, really good in Scoop, which I also loved because... and some people said they found it a bit dull, but I loved seeing the intricacies of the booking process and the negotiation and Sam McAllister and her getting her credit as the booker for Newsnight in real life, who Billie plays, her getting her credit for the part she played in brokering that interview.
Yeah, I was, trying to explain it to my dad about how I wondered if some of the elements I liked, because I've been in a newsroom and seen some of it, but when her coworker is saying, like, I got Farage's PR person on the phone, we're ready to go, and then yelling at her for, really cultivating these relationships with people and working with Prince Andrew's team, taking them out for drinks, getting to know them. And you realize that while she's being criticized for what she did, ultimately she obviously had the better plan because she got the interview everybody in the world wanted, and an interview that ultimately changed the royal family forever. And
what's so brilliant as well, and what is a real reminder in that piece as well in Scoop is, I think, the art of the good interview, and I think both Sam McAllister and Emily Maitlis. Emily Maitlis is played by Gillian Anderson in it, come out brilliantly because Sam McAllister for brokering the deal, but also Emily Maitlis for her brilliant interviewing, and not necessarily brilliant interviewing because she was a Rottweiler going after him, but because she did the best thing you do in an interview where someone is you want someone to hang themselves and you let them talk. And you don't go in for the kill immediately. If I ever interview people that I really want to get something out of, give them time, let them talk. You don't go in for the kill. Do the background first, then you go in for the kill. And that is exactly how that interview worked.
Yeah, it was beautiful. And I can't remember his name. I was just looking him up. I wish I could. But the guy that plays the other BBC producer also plays Prince Harry in The Windsors and is also in The Crown. I love whenever I see him. Oh, he's also in Belgravia. But I'm like, this guy does everything royal related. How does he plays Prince Harry in season 1 of The Windsors and is absolutely hilarious.
Richard Goulding, his name is, and I think he returned to the Windsors actually for the coronation special. He went back to it.
Perfect.
Yeah, he's so good in the Windsors, so good in that as well. So we love Scoop. What do you think about the palace's reaction, though? Do you think Prince Andrew will now be sort of wanting to shut himself away because this has reignited everything around that interview? And what do you think about other members of his family, like Princess Beatrice, who, of course, features in it?
Well, we've seen him out and about, Cristo. I would have been in hiding over the last few days. We've seen him on horseback. We've seen him riding around in his Range Rover. It does not, if you were watching Scoop and wondering if Prince Andrew is anything like this character that, Rufus Sewell's created, I think you're convinced just by the photos of him on horseback over the last few days and in the car with a smile on his face, driving around. He's kind of oblivious. He's oblivious, and he lacks common sense. I would be hidden away. I know people were trying to get my photo, and I would keep to myself for the next few months.
Our very own Julia Hartley-Brewer called it a snooze fest. And, I disagree with her. She said, while the interview was superb journalism, Scoop is deathly slow and pointless.
Wow, I felt like it was super fun. I enjoyed the process of seeing how that all happened behind the scenes.
Yeah, so did I. I absolutely loved it. Now,
did you just hear my dog? Is that why you made that face? Did you hear my dog?
Did the dog walk in, and did the door creak as the dog walked in? I thought so. I wondered what that was. It sounded a little bit sinister, but I'm glad it was your doggy. All right. Now, Prince Harry is apparently in a painful place. This is according to a royal expert. What's that all about?
Yep. This is Dr. Tessa Dunlop, who I don't always agree with, but she told Us Weekly that Prince Harry is likely feeling a lot of regret surrounding Spare and surrounding the Princess of Wales's cancer diagnosis. She said, when you do discover that your sister-in-law has cancer and you've written stuff that can't be retracted, that's quite a painful place to be in. And so I think that she probably is right on the money here, and that Prince Harry is probably having a lot of regrets right now.
Well, quite right too. Here's an idea. Don't write a book slagging off your family, because you don't know what might happen to that member of your family.
Right.
It's so obvious. Will he be having regrets about it? I don't know. Maybe he'll write about it in his next book. My pain, my regrets, and everything else as well. So, I'm sure that he'll find a way of monetising that down the line. Quite sure indeed. Now, let's go on to some happy news, because Charles and Camilla, the King and, of course, Queen, King Charles and Queen Camilla, it's their wedding anniversary.
That's right. That's happening April 9th. He announced in February of, what was it? I think it was 2005 that he planned to marry Camilla. And so it was just a few months later, after the announcement of their engagement, that he sealed the deal, because obviously he'd been waiting for a significant amount of time. They were married 35 years after they first met in 1970. We could get into all of the Diana drama. We all know it. But at the end of the day, this is clearly two people that are very much in love.
They've been married way longer than he ever was to Diana. And actually, you're quite right. They've been together now for 54 years.
Wow. Yeah. So it's 19, their 19th wedding anniversary. His former butler, Grant Harold, believes that they're not really big on celebrations. He says maybe next year we'll see something big, but he thinks this year they're going to spend it privately, exchange some gifts. Bronze is the gift of choice for the 19th year. So I don't know what kind of bronze gift they might get each other, but he thinks that they will have a romantic dinner in. And, this is a sad year, so I'm sure it will be an emotional anniversary and a cherished anniversary, and probably a quiet one.
Well, yeah, so next year is 20 years, isn't it? So what's the 20th one? What do you get for 20th anniversary gift?
I don't know. I only Googled 19th. I'm going to be honest. That is that's where my
silver.
effort started.
It's silver.
Oh, silver. Okay.
Is it silver? I thought that silver was your 25th, but yeah. Oh, no, it's China. It's China.
Oh, wow.
Well, they must have a bit of China around,
Yeah, I'm sure they've got plenty of that.
I wonder if it's going to be a bit like, oh, yeah, great, thanks. You got me some China, great, thanks.
Do I have time to ask you a question?
Yes.
Did you see all of the negative commentary around him touching people at Easter? I was like so touched by him making the effort. And I felt like mentally and physically he had to know he could or could not do that. And he chose to do whatever direction he was given. I couldn't believe all the negative commentary I saw around him actually greeting people at Easter.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, he was going up, shaking hands, being friendly, and, because there were reports he was going to be sitting separately and everything else. So I think that's really nice, and hopefully he's in good enough health to be able to do that. And I think that's a really, really nice gesture. Listen, you've got 20 seconds to tell me, why is Buckingham Palace being guarded by French soldiers?
Oh, well, it's nothing malicious. It's actually quite sweet. It's to celebrate 120 years of friendship between France and the UK.
There we go.
Yay, party.
Yeah,
32 French soldiers.
Channel Tunnel was worth it after all.